Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa and today's reading is going to be answering the question, are they a true friend? This was a topic that was requested by one of my subscribers, so thank you so much for your suggestion. What I'll be doing in this video is taking a look at the energy of a specific friendship that you have in mind. We're going to take a look at the dynamics between the both of you at this time, the joining energy of the friendship, and hopefully get you some clarity around whether or not this friendship is really a true, genuine friendship. So let's go ahead and get into some disclaimers. First and foremost, keep in mind this is a general reading, so some of the messages may apply specifically to you and your situation, other messages may not, and as I always say, if it doesn't apply, if it doesn't feel like it's fitting your situation, please don't force anything to fit, just let it go, and definitely don't allow it to get you upset if something isn't feeling super resonant to your specific situation. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so with me will be linked in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get into our card selection. We're doing 3 cards to pick from today from the Color Mage Oracle. For pile number 1, we're going to be working with this yellow color, El Sol. For pile number 2, we have the green Poison Ivy. And for pile number 3, we have the Iris, Eternal Spring. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your friendship. Go ahead and select the card or the color you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've selected, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected card. See you there. Hi Pile 1, if you guys picked out this El Sol, this beautiful yellow card, this is going to be a reading. We're looking at, is this a true friendship? Are they a true friend to you? So you guys did choose this beautiful yellow colored card. This says deserved reward and purpose. Well, I definitely feel like with the sun being highlighted here, there's certainly something about this connection with your friend that is being illuminated to you. And the sun is a beautiful energy, right? The sun brings warmth. The sun also sheds light on situations. So I definitely feel like for a lot of you, this may be a friend that you have a lot of fun with or have had a lot of fun with in the past. I also think for a select group of you as well, there may be something about this friendship that is coming into light that maybe you haven't realized before. Doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a negative thing, but it's something that you're being guided to view. It's interesting the card also talks about deserved rewards and purpose. So there may be something about your purpose that's being illuminated through this friendship, or some sort of benefit that each of you are able to get from one another. So let's get right into the tarot. We're also going to do some oracle cards as well. So I want to start by looking at the joining energy of this connection, the joining energy of pile 1's friendship that they are thinking about. Sorry for the shaking of my camera, you guys. I'm so clumsy. Okay, joining energy, we do have the Fool. Let's get my viewer's energy toward this friendship on the left. We have Judgment, and let's get your friend's energy toward you on the right. 8 of Wands in reverse. How does my pile 1 viewer feel about this friend? We have a 2 of Swords in reverse. And how does their friend feel about them? 2 of Cups in reverse coming out of the deck. So yeah, there's definitely been some sort of a breakdown, I think. Maybe a reversal of fortune here between the both of you with regard to the situation. Let's get a few more oracles and then I'll get into the full interpretation. So clarifying the energy of my viewer. Where do they stand as it pertains to this friendship that they're thinking about here? We have the energy of Shy, and where does their friend stand with regard to this friendship toward pile 1? We have on guard. Okay, we're going to start here. I'm going to add a couple cards in a minute, but I definitely think that both parties in this connection are in a place of potentially reevaluating things. I see especially you, my viewer, coming into this reading. You're very much in a space of reevaluating this friendship right now. I also am noticing that both of our twos, the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups, are reversed. So I feel that there's been some sort of disharmony within this connection. It doesn't mean that it's always been this way, because I was picking up on there being some happy, fun times with this person. But like the main thing that I was getting with the sun being the center of the reading is light being shed onto something. I definitely feel, especially now that we're seeing the rest of the cards come through, that this friendship has been placed onto your path to help redirect you in some way or to align you with your true purpose. Okay. I feel like you and this friend are kind of at a crossroads in a way, or almost like you've come out of a crossroads. It almost feels like a decision has already been made about this friendship. I think specifically on your end of things, and I think theirs too, in a sense. We have the Fool as the joining energy here between the both of you. And so the Fool card is all about a new beginning. It's about taking a leap of faith into something new. And I think because we see, like I'm seeing so much maybe like lack of harmony on both of your sides here, that it almost feels like both of you have decided to sort of free yourself from this connection in a sense. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are no longer going to ever talk anymore, but the Fool is giving me this energy of like both of you guys kind of taking your own path, both of you guys aligning on your own individual paths, on your own individual purpose. And that may not necessarily be involving being friends with one another all the time. I also think that there's this just a general sense of sort of taking a much more lighthearted approach to this friendship versus taking things so seriously. And maybe that's needed between the both of you, because there is a sense that things have been feeling a little bit off, okay? Especially with your friend's energy on the right-hand side, which we'll get to in a second. I think too, just in general, with the Sun and the Fool, there's the sense of maybe reflecting on potentially careless energy between the both of you. You know, because the Fool is like this very, innocent, but almost like ignorant energy. Like you don't know what you don't know, that type of vibe. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's sort of the energy of being really new at something. It's a new path you're navigating, and you just aren't always as aware of yourself within the situation as you could or should be if you had a little bit more experience with it. So I'm wondering if there's been some blind spots that both of you guys have had around your own behavior as you've shown up to this connection and the dynamics between the both of you that you're learning. I feel like you, my viewer, are certainly in a place with the Judgment card of really reevaluating whether or not you want to give this connection with this friendship a second chance, okay? I think that you guys are really thinking big picture and really thinking about, how this person does or does not ultimately fit into your life and into your view of friendship or fit into any new ventures that you're moving towards right now. I definitely think that you guys are in a place of feeling like you want to address an elephant in the room with the Two of Swords reverse. It's sort of this energy of maybe you've been blocking this person out for a little while, or maybe you've been just kind of addressing something for a little while. I definitely see that here with the energy of shy coming up. Like there's a sense of being nervous with this friend, or being like afraid to maybe like express how you really feel, being reserved around this person. So it's sort of this vibe of wanting to express, but not being 100% confident in the way that you're doing it or how you want to do it, potentially. I feel like your friend that you're asking about is in a place where they are needing a little bit more time and space from this situation. We have a lot of blocked energy. You're over here really thinking and reflecting and thinking about your life and the big picture and maybe even the lessons you've learned. And I feel like you guys are really at a place of decision of whether or not like you want to move forward with a new beginning, a new cycle with this friend, or if you're ready to just leave it behind and go your own way, Your friend right now with the Eight of Wands, I almost feel like they're in a place where they're kind of blocking out communication from you, especially with On Guard coming up. This is talking about being guarded, needing space, being at an impasse. This person may also have some competitive energy as well, and I could definitely see where that would feel a little bit off-putting, especially if you are the type of person, pile one, who's a little bit more conscious of, thinking before you speak, or if you're somebody who is a little bit more shy, maybe not always as confident in yourself. This person might come across as very domineering at times. And maybe that's what's been causing the disharmony here. But I think ultimately the person that you guys are friends with here, if they do show up in this sort of defensive stance, I feel like it's more of like a protection, it's a front in a sense. It's a way to protect themselves or deflect any sort of criticism off of them. And I think that if you guys have sort of initiated a split or a separation, or maybe if some of you guys have expressed how you feel, this person right now is definitely feeling like the two of you are not necessarily on the same page. You're not necessarily on the same path right now. So are they a true friend? To be honest with you guys, I'm not necessarily seeing malicious intentions on either of your parts. What I am seeing though, is a little bit of maybe a communication issue. And I'm also getting a message that this yellow color, this yellow energy that's here, I think that both of you guys actually struggle with confidence, but in different ways. And I think that you all are illuminating, whether you realize this or not, I think you're both illuminating to one another through this interaction that you've been having as friends, where your lack of confidence or your deficiencies in your self-confidence lie. Because I feel like your lack of confidence with this person, pile number one, is more about being afraid to speak up, being afraid to speak your truth, or maybe ignoring and not addressing things when they arise, because you're not wanting to engage in any conflict. Your person is insecure, or not insecure, but not confident either, but they manifest it in a different way. They manifest this through being guarded and not being willing to be vulnerable, and maybe even engaging in the type of behavior where they feel it's almost like they're competing with you, or like being aggressive or being assertive in the way that they express is sort of like a way of keeping the one up over you, if that makes sense. But if they were really confident, it's important to know that just because somebody shows up in this type of energy, it doesn't mean that they're confident. In fact, they're not. It's the opposite, because it actually takes a lot more confidence to be vulnerable and expose how you feel from the heart and put yourself out there than it does to show up in this defensive stance all the time. Like, this person just seems like somebody who might be just really, they may have a really hard time with criticism, or they may perceive, certain types of communication as being criticism, even if it's not. So let's get a couple more here. Where does my viewer where does my viewer currently stand with regard to this friendship? We have another person, and where does their friend currently stand with regard to this friendship? Vibrational match, yeah. Joining energy of this friendship. We have self-aware. Yes. This friendship is providing both of you guys the opportunity to become much more aware of yourselves. That's exactly what I was picking up on with that Sun card. I also have to note that, it's not a coincidence that all three of these cards popped up in the same color, pink. In this deck, there's a bunch of different colors on the cards, right? Pink is also a color that's associated with the heart chakra. So there could be something else around your heart space that's being activated or highlighted through this person as well. It's like you guys are on different pages, but you're ultimately on the same page in a sense. I think both people here are really focused on friendships that are a vibrational match to them, especially your friend is thinking about the lack of harmony within this relationship and they're not feeling a vibrational match to you right now, you guys have another person here, which also leads me to believe that you're thinking about other types of friends, other types of connections that you can be investing in. And with the number 4 coming up here, the number 4 is all about stability. It's about foundations. You guys may have built a strong, solid foundation with this friend, right? You may have known this person for a long time, but I think you guys are also questioning, like, is this foundation really stable and secure, or could I have more stability from another person, other types of friends here? So are they a true friend to you? I feel like pile 1, I think right now you guys may just not be a vibrational match. It's hard for me to say like yes or no to that because I don't necessarily see malicious intentions here, but what I do see is that the both of you have been able to learn a great deal about each other and about yourselves through each other. And I feel like this friendship actually served a higher purpose on your soul's evolution and growth, right? Deserved, reward, and purpose. So this connection with this friend has been able to illuminate for you and help you become more aware of yourself, and the same thing for them. So that way, moving forward, you can continue to grow and understand yourself a little bit better. And a lot of times it's through friendships and relationships that we're able to better understand ourselves. So pile 1, this was a really interesting read. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like it resonates with your friendship that you asked about. So please drop me a note below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye. Hey pile 2, if you guys picked out this beautiful green card, the Poison Ivy, this is going to be a reading where we're looking into, is this a true friend to you? So you guys picked Poison Ivy, which talks about deadly sins. So I already feel like whoever this is that you're asking about, there may be a little bit of toxic energy between the both of you at this time, or there may be, this may be the type of friendship where like you guys get into some like shenanigans together. You know what I mean? But poison ivy, when we think of poison ivy, the plant, right? It's something that irritates our skin, okay? It's something that causes a rash. And so I don't know, I just kind of get the sense initially that this could be a friendship that's been really negatively impacting you in certain ways or irritating you, grating your nerves in some aspect. Let's see. Let's take a look at the joining energy of this friendship right now. What's the joining energy of this friendship for pile 2 and their friend? We have the 5 of Fire, 5 of Wands. I mean, that is definitely the energy of conflict and competition coming through. But let's get a few more. Where does my viewer for pile 2 stand currently? This friendship, we have the 4 of Fire in reverse. And where does their friend currently stand with regard to this friendship? 3 of Water in reverse. All right, how is my viewer currently feeling about this friend? We have the World in reverse. And how does their friend feel about my viewer for pile 2? We have the 5 of Earth in reverse. Oh my goodness. 10 of Air in reverse. You guys have a lot of indications that there's been some tension, some stress, some maybe bad vibes in this friendship. Okay, so let's pull from one more oracle and then we'll get into the vibe, the full vibe here. So for pile 2, I want to know, is this a true friend? So clarifying energy for where my viewer for pile 2 currently stands in this friendship. We have staying in and clarifying energy for my viewer. For their person. Where do they stand? We have proposal. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely been some bad energy, some bad vibes between the both of you with the poison ivy and the 5 of fire. You know, the 5 of wands is an energy of conflict. It's an energy of being in competition. It's an energy of friction potentially. What I do see though in this particular depiction of the card is that it does feel like both of you guys are wanting to sort of clear that energy, you know, because this is a very zen kind of peaceful energy. But what I am noticing is how intense this person is looking, right? She almost looks a little judgy or judgmental in a way. And so maybe there's been some sort of passing judgment between the both of you or misunderstanding one another. But I think ultimately both of you want peace in this situation, right? And I'm seeing some indications of that with both of these, with both of your energies. Sort of. Sort of. I want to start with you, my viewer. So you guys are represented here with the 4 of wands in reverse. I definitely feel like this friendship has caused you some distress. I feel like there's been some lack of security with this person, lack of comfortability with this person. This person may have also made you feel very uncomfortable even within your own living space for some of you guys. But if that's not the case, the 4 of wands in reverse is just simply a lack of comfortability with this person, a lack of feeling secure or a lack of foundation with them, okay? And I definitely see with staying in that you guys are in a space right now where you're wanting to make healthy choices, right? Like you're wanting to take some space from this person with staying in. This is talking about a night in, your space, a moment alone, free time, a mental vacation, right? So you're definitely distancing yourself from this person. And for good reason, because whatever's gone on between the both of you has caused friction for you both. And even though you guys are both kind of at a distance and you're taking your space, I still keep feeling like there is an intense focus on each other with this depiction of the 5 of wands. You guys, I think with this world card in reverse, it's like there's a sense of there not being closure with this friendship. And I think for some of you guys, if you are still feeling a little bit fixated on this friendship, I think that you may be subconsciously desiring that closure, whether or not you realize it or not. For others of you, though, if you're kind of coming to this reading and you're in a space of like, I'm over this person, I want them out of my life, like the world card can also kind of talk about where we're fine, especially in reverse. It's like, well, there's unfinished business here, but I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But either way, it's like there's the sense of there being some unfinished business with this person, a lack of closure with this person about whatever has transpired between the both of you, the friction or the tensions here. Now, your friend that you guys are asking about with the 3 of water in reverse, I still feel like this person is in a little bit of a toxic energy. I feel like this person may potentially be prone to gossip or prone to just kind of catty energy. They may be talking about you to other people. If that sounds like their energy, that's, probably just further confirmation of what you already know. That may not apply to everyone, but sometimes that 3 of cups reverse can indicate some, lower level energy, like some more, or maybe that's not the right way to phrase it, but this sort of poisonous energy. And I still think, though, that this person, regardless of how they behaved or what they've been engaging in, I do feel with that 3 of cups reverse, there is a sense of regret here, slightly. Like I think that they regret something that happened or regret maybe overindulging in something with you. Like for some of you guys, I do keep getting that this poison ivy could be talking about you guys maybe just being a little bit of a bad influence on each other in terms of like the types of activities you like to engage in. And that's, up for your interpretation, whatever that means to you. And I feel like they might regret that a little bit. And I see them feeling like they want to be recognized by you again. They want to kind of come out of this rock bottom energy that they've been in. They want to heal. They want to move forward. They want things to feel better. And I definitely could see them. It's like they're showing up here as wanting to like re-engage with you in some way with proposal. This might be a surprise too. They may just like spontaneously pop up and want to reconnect. They may give you a gift. It's talking about a surprise gift here, something that is proposed, things moving to the next level. So that there is a sense of them wanting, sort of hanging on and wanting to re-engage. Whereas you're over here, there is still some unfinished business for you, some unresolved feelings for you. But I feel like you guys are sort of in a place of like wanting to sort of detach a little bit and just spend more alone time outside of this friendship. Like, again, making healthier choices, being a bit more independent outside of the situation. And they're a little bit more fixed on, potentially reconnecting with you. I wouldn't say it's really strong, but I definitely feel that it's on their mind. Okay. So I want to pull a few more cards just to get some additional clarification here. So what else does pile number 2 need to know about this friendship? So let's see. Clarifying energy for my viewers. Where do they stand in this current friendship? I feel like something. Yep, there it is. We have Queen to Be. Clarifying energy for their friend. Where do they stand currently in this friendship? Around or in autumn. And what's the joining energy right now in this friendship? For pile 2. High importance. We have new influence at the bottom. So it's like, I definitely think that both of you guys, whatever this conflict was, whatever this toxicity was, whatever this disconnect was between the both of you, I definitely see that each of you are equally feeling it's important. Like whatever went down is important to both of you. And that's why there's still this lingering connection here. This energy really does, to me, almost feel like two people that have been separated or have been trying to, at least you guys put distance between the both of you or put distance between some sort of toxic energy. But both people, I think, continuing to be attached to the situation is because something important has come out of it. You both subconsciously, whether you realize it or not, feel that this is an important situation. This was an important conflict. It meant something to you, not necessarily in a good way, but it was something that you couldn't just ignore, okay? There's definitely a lesson here with the number 8, I feel, for both of you through this connection. And I almost wonder with the 5 of Fire, 5s have to do with challenges. They have to do with changes. This 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So you have another, this reduces down to a 5 as well in numerology. So there's something about this friendship that is pushing, they have a 5 here as well, I just realized. There's something about this friendship, I feel like, that is pushing each of you to make some healthy changes in your life, some very important changes. And I think this is why we have the new influence card coming up here at the bottom of the deck. There's a need here to bring in a fresh energy into this situation if the both of you are going to remain friends, okay? I think both of you guys are changing individually, whether you realize it or not. Autumn season is also a time of transition. It also is a time of change. This card could be specifically talking about a specific season, right? Like where maybe whatever the conflict was that went down from your friend's perspective, they're thinking a lot about the autumn season. Maybe that's when things happened. But I also think that the autumn is signifying the changes that this person is undergoing as well. And a lot of times it takes these sort of conflicts in life in order for, or maybe not even conflicts, but conflicts or challenges are what actually pushes us to change, okay? So your friend is going through a change within themselves, just like you guys are going through a change and an evolution over here as well, because you have the Queen to Be. I feel like whatever you all experience with this friend has really elevated you to be more regal or be more in control or take the lead in your own life, right? And with Queen to be, this is sort of it's still in development, right? Maybe through this friendship, you guys are learning things like setting proper boundaries, learning that it's okay to take your space and not always having to be connected or tapped into someone else's energy if it's bringing us down. But I think you guys are certainly learning through this friendship how to be a little bit more independent and to not be afraid to make those, authoritative decisions for yourself that are best to protecting your energy. The autumn season could be a significant season, though, for some of you. Like, I do wonder if the autumn is when you might hear from this person again, or something may happen with this, friendship. So I know that we're asking, is this a true friend? It's hard for me to say yes or no. I think ultimately you guys know from looking at the energy what feels like the right answer to that question. What I do see, though, is that this person is somebody who has pushed you or catalyzed you to make some sort of really healthy changes in your life. And a lot of times with all connections, a lot of relationships can help to catalyze these really important changes for us within ourselves. So pile 2, I think we'll close your message there, but I would love to hear from you in the comments what aspects you feel resonate the most with your situation. It is so interesting as I'm closing out this reading. I feel so drained in my energy. So I just want to say, like, if this friendship has been really draining to you, I think that you all really did the right thing by distancing yourself a little bit, because it feels draining just tapping into it right now at the end of your reading. But either way, please make sure that you all subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload the next video, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you guys picked out this iris purple card, this is going to be your reading. We're looking at, is this a true friend? So you all picked this iris, and this says eternal spring. So when I think of the spring season, I think of new beginnings. I think of a time where things are very peaceful and happy, and things are starting to warm up outside. I'm getting a very calming energy from this card as well. So a lot of you guys, I think between the both of you, it feels like both people are wanting a calmness through maybe a new beginning, or just desiring calmness in general. It doesn't even have to necessarily mean a new beginning. And for some of you, I am getting an energy of wanting a fresh start too. So let's go ahead and see the joining energy here between the both of you at this time. Joining energy between pile number 3 and their friend. Ooh, okay, so we do have a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. All right, where does my viewer for pile 3 stand in this friendship? We have a 6 of Pentacles, and where does their friend currently stand with regard to this friendship? We have the Sun. How does my viewer for pile 1 feel about this friend? We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. And how does their friend feel about them? Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, let me pull just a couple more oracles and then we'll get into this energy. Clarifying energy for my viewer for pile 3. We have taking out the trash and clarifying energy for their friend. Where do they stand with this friendship at this time? We have shy. Okay. Well, Well, it's definitely a little bit of some mixed messages here because I feel like you guys, my viewer, are kind of wanting to remove yourself from this friendship, but it feels like your friend is still wanting to be connected with you with Team Awesome here. And then underneath of that, we have It's a Plan. So I feel like they could be in a place where they're wanting to express to you or come forward and try to reunite with you if you guys have been in separation, but their stance is a little bit shy right now. They're a little bit nervous or second guessing themselves a bit. I feel like your friend has maybe done some self-reflection on this relationship, on this friendship, and there's some things that have been illuminated to them, maybe about their own behavior, maybe about whatever went down in this friendship. I think that when they do think about you, they think about good times. I think that they think about happiness. They think about joy. They think about all of the fun that the two of you have had together. But I'm certainly getting the sense that they've done some reflection here. And I think the reason that they're wanting to come forward and talk to you is because they've become aware of something that they weren't aware of before about this situation. I do think that they are a little bit intimidated, though, to come forward to you because with this Queen of Wands in reverse, I do kind of get the sense that your friend might be perceiving you guys as being a little bit harsh or bossy or overbearing. That, or if that doesn't sound like you, it may be that they feel just unsure of how you're going to react to them because Queen of Wands reverse can also sort of talk about like a lack of passion or someone that just doesn't necessarily want to put in the work, someone that doesn't want to really put effort into something anymore. Maybe they're in like a lazier mindset about it or they're just over it. And this friend of yours may know, they may have the clarity that you are over this situation or aren't that excited about it anymore. And that's what's making them feel kind of nervous to come forward and express themselves. Now, you guys, my viewer, are very much in this place of wanting to just like clear out any drama from your life. It's so interesting. This is talking about spring cleaning on here, which is kind of what the Iris card is, eternal spring. So we have finally dumping that loser, cutting ties, emotional clearing, self-love, spring cleaning, and healing. So you guys are very much in a place where you're wanting to get any crap out of your life, okay? There might be something about this friendship for you with the Six of Pentacles reverse that really felt like an imbalance in effort and energy. Typically, when we see the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like maybe someone is feeling as though they owe something to someone that they don't really want to have to owe. So there might be a sense that you guys have to tie up some loose ends with this person or that there's like some unfinished business with this person. Or you feel like you need to reciprocate something, or it could be that you guys feel like they owe you something too, right? That could always be the possibility as well. But you guys are certainly coming up in a space of wanting to remove the drama from your life. And for some of you, I do feel it's about cutting this friend out of your life. Whereas for others of you, I feel like it's more about just wanting a fresh start with this friend. So you guys know kind of your situation best. There's a couple of different scenarios I'm seeing in this pile. But I feel like in terms of the Five of Cups reverse that you all are actually in a space of really trying to heal and get over this situation. You know, you're sort of getting over the disappointment of whatever went down, feeling like maybe things are not as bad as they once were, because either way, I think you guys are focusing on your own self-love, you know? And so even if this person is not someone that you want in your life, I think that there's a sense that ultimately it's not as bad as it once was. Seeing the silver lining of the situation is coming through on your side of things for pile 3. It just kind of seems with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse that there's like this just bad timing between the both of you or some sort of just unlucky spell between the both of you. Things may just be on a downswing in this friendship right now or delayed in this friendship right now. Things just might feel a little up and down with this friendship right now. But the Wheel of Fortune does also talk about destiny, right? It talks about fated interactions. And so I definitely feel like whatever you have experienced with this friend was fated. Like it was placed onto your path for a reason. There's something about the situation that you're meant to learn from, grow from, evolve from. And I also kind of wonder too, with this eternal spring, if both of you guys are wanting sort of a fresh start here, but there's maybe a lack of action being taken on both sides, a lack of sort of taking the wheel, quote unquote, into your own hands and really driving it where you want it to go. You know, because your friend is over here feeling kind of shy to speak up, and you're over here sort of in a healing phase and sort of like, I know I need to get back to them or whatever, but not necessarily focused on that right now. You're focused more on clearing your energy, right? So that could be why there's also some delays here with a fresh start. Okay. So let's pull a few more little cards and just see what other information you guys may need to know. So for pile number 3, is this a true friend? Let's go ahead and see. Let's get the clarifying energy for pile number 3. Where do they stand with regard to this friendship for pile 3? We have more and more. Yeah, there's something about the effort with this person that I think was really off balance for you guys. Let's clarify your friend's energy. Where do they stand with this friendship right now? When it feels easy. Okay. And then clarifying energy between the both of you right now. What's the energy of this friendship? Focus on right now. So I feel like there's a need for both of you guys. We have silence here, so maybe you guys have not been in communication, but there is a need here to focus on the present moment when it comes to your lives and this friendship, okay? I feel like maybe for some of you guys with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, there could be sort of an emphasis on like looking back on the past instead of looking at what's currently happening right in front of you right now today with this friend, okay? I do think though, and also in addition to that, I also feel there could be like harboring of resentments over things that happened in the past too. And this might be blocking both of you guys from opening up your hearts to each other. I definitely see though that you guys, I think, are or were frustrated with the effort piece of things. Like maybe you guys really felt like you were the one that was putting in all of this effort and it was never being reciprocated to you. Like this is a very challenging energy here with the number 5, or maybe there was like something about your circumstances where you guys had to continue to give more and more and more of yourself to this friend for whatever reason, and it was just taking a toll on you. Okay, like because there's definitely this energy of not wanting to be generous with this person anymore and taking those resources away. Your friend, I think, they're feeling this out. I almost said they're sussing this out. They're feeling this out, you know, to see when it's going to be the right time to talk to you. I do still feel like your friend wants to reconcile or talk to you about this. But I think where your friend maybe has gone wrong in this friendship is with, they want things to just feel easy. They're focusing on the happy times, which might be the past. And maybe this person also has some rose-colored glasses about what happened in this friendship. And they're not really seeing, you know, the reality of what's happening right now in the friendship. Your friend may have been somebody who was not aware also of how much they were potentially taking advantage of your kindness, your resources, your time. I think for them, they probably really enjoyed your company, which is why they see you as the sun. There was something, they could just be themselves. It felt easy in your presence. But I think the issue with this energy sometimes is that people, it's like they weren't always aware of the toll that it was taking on you. Okay? This person, I think, likes when things flow, as we all do, right? We want things to feel easy. We want things to flow. And so I think a part of this is referring to whatever breakdown happened between the both of you. But I think the other part of this is this person trying to kind of suss out the situation to see when it's going to feel the easiest for them to come forward and talk to you again if you guys are in separation. So Are they a true friend? You know, I'm not seeing anything super nefarious here, pile 3. I definitely think that this person has come into some enlightened information about where they stand in this friendship and then maybe their own behavior. But I don't necessarily see anything really negative in their intentions here. However, there's definitely a sense that things are a little bit off balance between the both of you. And, you know, you all wouldn't be in this energy of trying to take out the trash if there weren't a good reason for that, right? So hopefully this reading gave you a little bit of the clarification that you all needed or confirmation you needed about this friendship. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments what aspects you feel resonated the most with your situation with your friend, so let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload the next video, and I'll see you then. Bye!